What's good, YouTube, and welcome to another KaibaHacksDartz Yu-Gi-Oh video. Today we're here with another deck list, deck profile, deck update, whatever you like to call it. And this is our Big Bob's Fun Bags deck for January 2024. Now, of course, what are the plays of the Big Bob's Fun Bags Big Bazumba deck? Well, it's pretty clear here with our starter card, Maiden of the Aqua. She's got some, some Melons. So, of course, the Men of Culture deck here is very, very special. It mostly focuses around water monsters, but we've teched in some other stuff. Of course, this deck is a work in progress, and we're stratting it out. But we'll explain the strat as we get farther in. But you can see this, well, there is no face-up field spell. This card is treated as Umi. Getting lost in it. And we have one of those, Maiden of the Aqua. One of the classics. Next, we have its retrain, Yorishiro of the Aqua. Of course, has more Big Bazumba action going on. You can target one water monster in your graveyard and apply one of these effects. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except water monsters. Only if the target has a level. Until the end phase, this card's level also its name become this same as this monster's, or as that monster, sorry. And only if Umi is on the field, special summon that monster in defense position, and you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Umi in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use each effect of Fun Bags of the Aqua once per turn. So moving on into some of the next ones, of course, they are a little bit more waifu-y in terms of the Big Bob's deck, but in the, OCG versions, some of these few are a lot more uncensored, if you will. So in the future, we may have some updates where we have like kind of a more OCG version, or we tech in some of the Japanese cards for maybe local play. But Curse Mermaid, I recommend you check out the uncensored version. In terms of where to take the deck, I wasn't sure if I should go full cards that are just, as revealing as possible, or non-censored by Konami, or if I should go full, partially into the idea of cards that are censored, but, are pretty wild in OCG. Same with Red Archery Girl, does have some cleavage and some melons going in the OCG, so that's why we got her in here. And of course, she's water, kind of mermaidy stuff. Of course, it's just a mermaid. Toon Mermaid is the same thing, but isn't like Toon Red Archery Girl, so it doesn't really make much sense. But moving on, same kind of deal. Enchanting Mermaid. All these I recommend you check out the uncensored Japanese versions of. Enchanting Mermaid, beautiful mermaid that lures voyagers to a watery grave. She's pretty G here, but like I said, OCG version better. And of course, like I said, there's a lot of these watery mermaid ones that have some Big Bob's action. Bubes. Next, we got the Water Omotics. She's a little freaky looking. And if I had the OCG version of this one, which I'll probably get for a future video, I don't even know if I'll be able to put it in the video. It'll probably get us demonetized out here. That's how crazy this one is in the OCG. So another one I threw in here for some funny normal monster tech. This one is inherently completely useless, but is uncensored. Toon Mermaid, as you can see, she's working it pretty good. As far as I can tell, uncensored. But regardless, you know what I mean? It's literally in there as kind of another tech piece to lean maybe more into the OCG tunes and stuff, because a lot of them are censored, Dark Magician Girl, Gemini Elves, Twin Gemini Elves, stuff like that. Next one, Dark Witch. This one you can almost kind of see perfectly a lot of them you can see a bit where they reworked, where the art looks a little strange. But for this one, for sure, she has a lot more Bube action, Big Bob action in the OCG, of course. But this one also had like a really higher skirt where you can see that kind of line there. That's kind of where it went up to, or maybe it was that secondary kind of line, that darker one. But the skirt's a lot higher in the OCG as well, if that's what you're into. But another one, and it's level 5 or higher, so we can maybe hit it with Ancient Rules. Like I said, right now it's more teching out different ideas of where to go with some of the ones we have and what ideas to take. I think it could actually be a fun, slightly viable deck if fleshed out in one of these directions more or less. But next we have Succubus Knight, level 5, another one in the OCG that has a lot more showing. But for now, it's just a homage to that card and something to look at, I guess. Another piece to look at. This one, we are running 2 Dark Scorpion Mene the Thorn. I had 2 of them, and I was like, well, they're kind of rocking it. And plus, they can kind of search out each other. So, possibly. Another weird strat. The main strat of the deck right now is just, hopefully your enemy won't take you down because they'll want to see more big bazoombas. That's the big Melons. Next, we got Robo Lady. Harpy Harpy Girl. I was just gonna run through. Robo Lady isn't really. I don't think she looks different in the OCG. I'm not sure, but we just have that in there. Harpy Girl, original art. If you get a Harpy Girl in the TCG now, it's a lot more covered up. All the skin is covered with like blue, like uniform. So we have the original to get as much Big Bob's action as possible. Men of Culture action. Next, we have Harpy Lady, original TCG art. Of course, she's a lot more covered up nowadays, but in the OCG, this is what she looks like. Pretty rockin'. If you didn't know, basically every Harpy Lady card looks like this in the OCG, and just a select few over the ages have been changed or never had a print like that. Same with Gemini Elf is another one of those ones in the OCG is showing a lot more. I think about this line for this chick, and like where this white fluff goes around the front. For this chick is where they're going to be showing their cleavage. Pretty rockin'. Let me know how you feel about this deck, of course, and if there's any cards you think I'm missing or could tech in. And like I said, I'd be interested in doing like an OCG-ish teched in version where maybe at locals I could run it or something, surprise someone. They're like, what is going on? Harpy Lady 1. This is a great also example of, okay, so you can see in the TCG, those purple lines are coming down just like how Harpy Lady had. That is where it's going to be in the OCG, but the rest of the suit isn't there. It's skin in the OCG. But we do have this in here just to kind of tech in that you could go for the more Harpy Lady direction, especially if you're going OCG stuff. Same with Harpy Lady 3. We kept out 2 because Harpy Lady 2 kind of covers up what's going on. And then the last kind of tech pieces that we have so far is Amazon Swordswoman. There's a couple, or Amazoness, Swordswoman. There's a couple Amazoness cards that really do not hold back on what they're kind of showing. There's Amazoness Fighter, I believe I have somewhere, which I could maybe tech in, which also is basically the same kind of situation of Big Bob's. So, pretty good. And also this one's kind of a tech piece. You can actually hold off with it maybe a little bit. Same with this, Amazoness War Chief. Some Big Bobs. I don't know if this one looks different in the OCG. I never really checked. But I figured it was some special summoning piece and it kind of fit in with that bit of the strat. As you can see, it's all over the place, but there is the main bringing piece of, stuff with Mommy Milkers. So next, Soul Release 3. And how inherently useful, I don't know. Also, you can't really see too much, Melon action. So, why do I have this in here? 1, it could be kind of useful, to remove stuff from the grave of your opponent. 2, in the OCG, another one that just completely shows basically bare, but they've covered it up with this blue. So, another one for the peeps that are down with it. Next, we got some Big Bob armor. Of course, equip only to a Big Bob or a Big Bob Sisters. It gains 500 attack. Pretty much for the memery on that one. Now for some actual, little bit of tech, we have Unexpected Die. I figured it'd be at least try to flood the field with as many of our fine ladies here as possible, or cards that, could protect it. So we have a lot of normal monsters. This is a great little tech for it. Next, we threw in an Ancient Rules. Of course, we have a couple level 5s or higher. I figured it was a little bit of fun. And it could be another avenue to go through. Like I said, this deck's in its very primordial ooze stages and is definitely in the works, but could become viable. For the more leaning into the water side, we threw in a Salvage. Target 2 water monsters with 1500 or less attack in your graveyard. add those targets to hand. So just recycling power for the big Bob monsters. Umi, just to go in with, you know, water stuff and whatever plays. Threw in a legendary Ocean and a Umi Ruka. I don't even think this one counts as Umi, but I threw it in anyway just for a little bit more attack. And same with this, except it decreases all the monsters' levels by 1s that are water monsters. So there's lots of potential to go into different ways, the Amazonius kind of stuff. Harpy Lady, I figure maybe if you got OCG, but I don't think I think the water stuff would be the best because we have that Maiden of the Aqua, just uncensored already. And Monster Reborn, self-explanatory. And a Swords of Revealing Light. Hopefully we can get 3 Big Bob monsters out. 3 Bobs of Revealing Light. But we ain't done. It continues on into the traps. That's right, we got Bob traps, Melon traps, Solemn Wishes. By the time you got like 8 pairs of Bobs on the field, they'll be like, okay, we'll let them play this out, you know what I mean? I feel like they're into it. Of course, Solemn Wishes, you gain 500 life points when you draw a card or cards. So I figured it fits in with the Cure Mermaid that's like giving you life points every turn. And maybe if you had more of those, it could be a more life pointy, stay on the field forever kind of deck, and you just keep bringing out Bobs. That could be the memery of it. Next, for just straight meme pieces, similar to the Soul Release. Yeah, Soul Release. We have Armored Glass. I figured this one's kind of messed up. And 1, because there's almost like some camel action going on down there. 2, it's like clear glass armor for, you know what I mean, for obviously women. But it's inherently kind of useless. You can activate this card when a monster is equipped with an equipped magic card. Negate the effects of all equipped magic cards on the field. Kind of useless. I thought it was funny though, and it's like a glass thong and like armor piece. So I thought it fit in with the deck. Similar to the Harpy armor. Of course, we threw in a bad reaction to Samochi, kind of the opposite of the Solemn Wishes. Similar kind of stuff with life point gaining, except if it's your opponent, if they do it, it does damage to your opponent instead. But so there's a lot of like, we're not really focusing on any plays. And then we just threw in a Tornado Wall just with Umi stuff. I was like, whatever. Kind of plays out. I don't have a use for it right now, so I was like, whatever. Extra deck. Be amazed. We got 1 card. Super Robo Lady. The only one I could find at the moment for extra deck with Big Bobs. I'm sure there's some out there. Like I said, if I'm missing anything. Monster spells, traps with Big Bobs. Or, cards that maybe or in the OCG have Big Bobs that I could look into possibly getting for, like a casual kind of deck. Because obviously you can't run like the OCG stuff in TCG. So let me know how you feel about this deck. Of course, it's more for the memes. But like I said, the main strategy, the combo is to get as many Bobs out as possible and overwhelm your enemy. They won't know what's going on. They'll be misplaying left, right, and center, and you'll win. You'll just win. Guaranteed win. Take this to regionals. Like I said, though, it is a work in progress, and I think for the memes, I will work on it. And I think it is interesting with some of the censorship and stuff in Yu-Gi-Oh! It is cool to kind of research it and go through. I know it's a more jokesy deck, but there was a lot of research and kind of fun going into it. Kind of the Google search history, definitely looks weird, but it all started kind of with the Maiden of Aqua, because you can obviously see it's packing the Maiden of Double D's. And of course, it's uncensored to this day. This is a speed duel one, so it's even new, and this is like original kind of cards. And then even the reprinting is still packing the same heat. So jokesy stuff all around. I do serious deck profiles, actual like competitive stuff sometimes, but we also do this jokesy stuff sometimes as well. Like I said, though, let me know how you feel about it. And if you have any improvements or any other monster spells, traps you think would be funny to have in the deck, or any ways you think I could take it to maybe make it legitimate strats that aren't just kind of stalling and bringing out melons to the field, making a melon patch. Like I said, other than that, make sure to check out my other content. Make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you like this video. Hit that little notification bell so you get future updates on content. You never know when I might update this deck or get like an OCG kind of version, casual deck going. You never know. And like I said, other than that, thanks for watching. and peace.